Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our Saturday session live with Raman. I know we have a great weather today outside, and since the COVID cases have been going down, the patios are open. We have got a nice weather outside, so everybody of us would be enjoying the excellent weather and enjoying the patio. So today, our discussion is going to be about franchises, SaveMax franchises, how we are bringing the cost low for our franchises, how we are able to make real estate franchisee or real estate brokerage business very competitive in the market, how we are promoting the micro entrepreneurship. So, to discuss about that, we have our regular guest, Mr. Kamal, with us, who is handling SaveMax franchisee operation as a SaveMax franchisee director. So, welcome, Kamal, and good
Hi, sir.
afternoon.
Thanks. A very good afternoon. And I'm so sorry to bring you immediately rather than, waiting for you to join. So sorry about that. Yeah.
you
So,
you you owe this to me. I was in the pool, and you get me out of the pool.
yeah, I know. And that's why you are talking more about, weather now, I believe,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
I was talking to someone yesterday or day before yesterday, and they were like saying that what's something different about SaveMax. So I said
Yes,
that you have to be prepared for last moment changes.
that's right.
Sometimes, yeah. So once you master in that, you will master in everything.
See, you gave me a call maybe 15 minutes before. If you would have called me 5 minutes before, I would have been doing the session from the pool itself.
I know that, and I don't want you to take those chances.
So,
Yeah.
Kamal, today we are going to talk about the franchisee, how we are able to bring the, I would say, cost down for our franchisees. And since in the first quarter you are able to sign so many franchisees, and I see the results of that. Every week we are launching a new franchisee. Recently we launched a franchisee in Kitchener. Next week also there is another launch, Kamal.
Yeah, so we have a lot many launches which is in pipeline. So last week we launched
Yeah.
in Cambridge. Now we are launching in Brampton East. We are launching next in Oakville. Then we are launching in Kitchener. There is another one which we are launching on 26th, if I'm not wrong with the date, but that's in Mississauga. So there is a lot of launches which are in pipeline, and SaveMax was always known for doing these launches in a big way, but because of the COVID
Yes.
protocol, we are trying to do it in a safe manner. So all of them have been moved to a virtual event, and but the good
Mhm.
are getting a lot of blessing from the mayors, local mayors, the councillors, the MPPs. They always make it a
Yeah.
point. They come and they wish us, and they're happy about the growth, the way we are growing.
Yeah. Definitely, Kamal, wherever SaveMax launch its business operation or wherever we start our franchisees, it is more like a community event wherein we try to involve all the dignitaries of that city because we are trying to create a business and employment in that city itself, right? So definitely we get support from the city, whether it's the council or the mayor is concerned for that city. So Kamal, since you have been dealing with these franchisee owners directly, tell me, would you like to share that what is one thing that I would say encouraging those realtors or those franchisee owners to be part of SaveMax growth model or SaveMax franchisee model?
Uh, Sachin, I would like to say that maybe it will be difficult for me to make it in a one point, but I would try to
I'm
answer it
asking
in
you a
a
hard question. Huh?
yeah, because there is an list of different parameters, and every entrepreneur has a different liking for those. Like, of course, end of the day, everyone
Yeah.
is looking to generate revenue, grow. Of course, that's very
Yes.
common with everyone. But
Yes.
for some of them, it has been purely growth, purely
Yeah.
the growth multiplying factor that has been there, and that is
Mhm.
playing a very, very major role, because one of our partners, and we will have that news coming up soon, they just joined us, like say around 3 months back. Now they are looking
Yeah.
to open around 2 branches more even before
Yeah.
they have spent 6 months with us. So
True.
what I see their model is not looking towards the cost or the revenue side of the things. They are purely looking for the growth side of the things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that is one of the factor. Second factor is always as I said, the revenue is there, how they can make more profit, and what the bottom line looks like. And because the way the industry has grown, and it is like a proven fact now, the way the Canadian, like the entire country, the way we came out from the COVID, or rather we are coming out. Second is the industry itself, like, so
Yeah.
being in the best country, being in the best industry as well, like one of the best industry, I would like to quote it. So everyone wants to have a pie of that. In doing
Yeah.
that, definitely they come with their questions and their concerns. And fixed cost is always a big concern for everyone, where when we discuss with them, and sometimes they assume that fixed cost for them would be for front office, fixed cost for them would be for deal admin, sometimes it's going to be for some of the marketing consultation. So, and
Yeah.
when we discuss in detail, and when the meeting gets over, say after 1.5 hours, then that's where they get to know the model in more depth, and that's where they are more happy the way we take care of the cost for them. And that's one of the factors, I would say, one of the big factors that help them in making the decision.
So Kamal, since when we started the franchisee, operations, I was closely working with you in setting up the structure for the franchisee operation, and I believe that the biggest challenge, because this franchisee operation is not meant to be on a very large scale. This, the way we were building it, is that it should be encouraging the micro entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
wherein small teams, realtors can get to the next level and start their business operations through franchisee. Okay, so when we were structuring this model, I, as a realtor, I thought that as a realtor, what is the biggest challenge that I have to get to a next level, or to start a franchisee, or to start a real estate brokerage? Now, I saw that the biggest challenge at any realtor would have is that, let's say, whatever split he's working on, he might be working on a 90-10 split, he might be working on a 95-5 split, whatever split he's working on in his current brokerage. Once he moved to opening a real estate brokerage, he has got some expenses. He has to have an, let's say, an office. He has to have a deal admin to maintain the files, because he has to follow all the RICO guidelines while doing the files, which are being taken care before by his brokerage. So he was not worried as a realtor about those I would say audits from the RICO, or from maintaining those files, managing the front office, having the right softwares to maintain all those things, right? And the biggest thing is the responsibility of managing the business. Now, those are few of the challenges that would stop a successful realtor to get to a next level. Am I right, Kamal?
Yeah, that's perfectly right, Sachin, because like when I meet with these entrepreneurs, or I would say even the realtors. So the very, very strong factor there is, one, they have to take care of everything starting from the scratch, even for the marketing. They have to look for how even they have to do their marketing, forget about their team.
That's right.
So
Yes.
that poses a very big challenge in front of them, and because their time goes in this, they're not able to focus on something bigger. And that's
Yes.
where we come in. That's where we come in, and we tell them that your job is not to do this. Your job is more towards the business development and the other activities for that, where you can generate revenue, rather than giving your time to these things which are really not that productive in nature.
Yes. So, Kamal, I would like to have little more, I would say, detailed information from you, that how we are able to, I would say, overcome those challenges for those realtors who are successful. They might be running a small team of 3, 4, 5 realtors, or 10 realtors, maybe. Okay. But they are not able to go to the next level just because of, I would say, the fear, or from, shying away from taking those responsibilities, or from the expenses towards expanding their team, or starting their own brokerages. So, how SaveMax is able to overcome all those challenges for them?
The very first factor I would start is bringing them out of their comfort zone. We start from there. you know
Okay.
yeah, because I strongly believe that even to do this, they have to come out of
Yeah.
comfort. you know So the very first factor we see is that what's the passion they are looking this business towards at, and
Yeah.
what's their plan like. Because normally we discuss the plan, we take their plan, how they are looking to grow with us, and what is something a unique common denominator between both of us and SaveMax as a company and the people who are joining hands, and that's where the equation start building it. So that is one point, and then we discuss the packages and other things in detail, where we say that now we have a system in place, and if you are joining us, you are just not joining a company, you are joining and taking a system with you. You
Yes.
will be part of a bigger system, where again you will be just focusing on the business development, but everything and anything to do with the back end, the supporting you, maybe marketing, maybe IT, maybe deal admin, everything is taken care by the company here, so that
Yes.
you have more free hand to do the business development activities or do the hiring activities.
So technically, Kamal, what we are saying is this, that you still technically do the job of the realtor or towards the business development, okay? But you have more time to build your team, expand your team, increase the business for them, and in turn you have your own growth also.
Exactly, that's the thing which we are doing with them. Yeah.
So, guys, like again, I would like to share one example. I was talking to one of the realtor, just day before yesterday, and he said, what, Sachin, why should I take, I have a team of 2 or 3 people. I am working with a very branded brokerage right now. It is an internationally acclaimed brokerage, and I'm having the best possible split, maybe a 95-5 split I'm working on. What is the fun for me to take a Save Max brokerage, okay, or Save Max franchisee? And I was telling him that, what, if let's say you are working on a 95-5 split, if I open your brokerage exactly on the same split, you are still paying 5%, and by maybe having an extra expense of 15 to $20,000 annually, you are able to get to a next level of having your own brokerage. You can build your team into that brokerage, and you will get some share out of every person who is working in your brokerage. Does that sound like a business plan? Definitely yes, because normally what happens with the big brand or other brand is this, that the cost of doing the business or cost of opening that franchisee is so high. They are talking about spending $250,000, 200 to $300,000 for any given franchisee to start their operations, and then you are responsible to manage all the back office operations, front office operations, all the softwares. You are managing all those things. Because of that, it is very hard for a normal realtor or a successful team to get to that level. Whereas in SaveMax franchisee, those all challenges are being taken care by the corporate itself on a very minimal fees. And you don't have to hire those staff, your back office, your front office, because that has been taken care at the corporate end itself.
That's so right.
And the best part is the cost has been shared between all the franchisees.
Yeah.
So to a single franchisee, the cost is so minimal that we can make that franchisee profitable with only 5 to 10 realtors itself. Can we have a better model than that, Kamal?
Yeah, exactly. And Sachin, I was like discussing the same thing with one of our franchisee coming up in Gulf, and we had a very good discussion on this point, where do we need to open a business, or do we need to open a profitable business? Because
Yes,
there
very
is
important.
always there is always a difference between you just open any business and open a profitable business or work towards the profit of that,
Yes,
right? And here,
yes,
when we start any franchisee, we make sure that the break even should happen in first year. That's our entire objective. And
yes,
I would say, out of the franchisee which are running, we have almost 70 to 80% of franchisees having a break even in the first year and
yeah,
making very good profit in the second year onwards. So the simple reason is, we want to do things little different. We just don't
yeah,
want to have the same pattern where everyone is following or want to follow that. No, we are little different, and we like to do things little differently. So
yeah,
that's something we say it with the proud that yeah, if you want to be into this business and want to have a profitable model, definitely go come and talk to us.
Excellent, Kamal. So, Kamal, we are getting some good messages from everybody, and there is one question. I think we will carry on with our discussion. But there's a one question from for you, wherein Mr. Abhishek Yadav is asking that we are inspiration to many, and when we are trying to start our business operation in India, I know you have been working on Indian operation quite recently. So, do you have anything to say on that?
Yeah, Sachin, thanks, Abhishek. Thanks for your great words. Um, we have already started operations in India, and because what happened is last 3 months in India has been quite, I would say, not very happy and very good seeing the COVID situation, but I think it has started improving now, and that something stopped us for like, or I would say that delayed our process for almost by 3 to 4 months. So right now I am talking to a couple of entrepreneurs. They are looking to have our master franchisee in Maharashtra, in Delhi, and some part of Punjab. We are looking for franchisee and in Gurgaon. Even today at around 11 o'clock, like our time, I have got an Zoom call with one of the entrepreneurs. So definitely we are starting in India, and we are starting a big time there. We are coming with some unique business model for India, and it's a model where, like, when we discuss with people, initially they even it is very difficult for them to believe that the model of the revenue what we are generating for them is so lucrative, and they we are already getting into a process there where we will have either 2 or 3 new partners joining us in a month or 1.5 months time. So we are already there, and we have already hired some of our marketing staff, and I am in a process of looking for some more business development people as well who can take care of those operations. And parallelly, I have been like, because now this question has come for our global expansion, we are in fact talking to some of the entrepreneurs in US as well. I had a very good discussion with the two gentlemen, two entrepreneurs rather, in Texas, and with one in Florida. So we are working, and I think with this pace, although our plan were for US for the second half, like, but I think we are little early seeing the response, and I don't want to hold back, because if people are looking to grow with us, definitely we are looking to grow as fast as possible.
Excellent, Kamal. So, Kamal, for India operations, that is also a curiosity for me also. Without going into too much of details, would you like to share about little glimpse about the model that we are launching in India?
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, of course, definitely the details we are discussing in person with everyone, but as to just for the public and for this discussion, we are coming up with a model which is there is zero royalty from the business, the domestic sales, which will happen.
Oh,
So
really?
there is no royalty, which is, yeah, we are, and that is one of the, I would say, USP. And there is another which is a very key feature. We are keeping it for later discussion, but that's another thing I would say where we are paying to the franchisee. Let me tell you in short. So even when franchises are joining hands, they are having a win-win situation in any way wherever they are. Even for the master franchisee, the fee structure is very less, and again we are looking to have their break even in maybe 1.5 or 2 years time. Looking the size of India and looking the entrepreneurs there. And again, let me tell you, like, our business model has always been towards the micro entrepreneurs. So we are not looking for any big fish over there, like one person come and he takes the entire thing, or no, we are looking for more micro entrepreneurs, wherein we develop them. And the way we are working in Canada, same ways we want to work in other countries as well.
And as Kamal mentioned, that goes in line with the SaveMax vision also, that we always work with people who wants to grow rather than people who are acting as a big fish and they take the whole pie of the cake. We want to create uh, micro entrepreneurship for small, whether it's a business owners or realtors or wherever, whatever they are doing. And then we have a question from Inderdeep Singh. I think you have answered that question briefly, that what about Save Max expansion in America? So as Kamal mentioned, that he is talking to people in Florida and Texas, so hopefully we'll start our operations very soon in America also.
Yeah, that's right. So I have a question for you, Sachin, now, because we are discussing
Yes.
this part, because we have been working very, very aggressively on the technology platform, and I think
Yeah.
on the SaveMax International platform as well. So I just wanted to know about a few things if you can share, and which can help all our entrepreneurs that from the technology point, that what we are looking at and why these features, what we are going to bring, or maybe something new, what we are bringing up in our app or our SaveMax platform. How is it going to help the entrepreneurs or even the our realtor friends or maybe even the clients?
So definitely, Kamal, I would love to share about our IT platform that we are building. Since I have been working very closely for last around 12 months on that platform, uh, the first I would say the core engine of that platform is already ready. I won't call it a platform. We are building an ecosystem. It's a complete ecosystem for real estate. Okay, and the core engine of that ecosystem is the web portal and the mobile platform, where which is connected with all the local boards, which is connected with Korea in the case of Canada, or depending upon the country we are going in, whatever local boards they have or whatever local regulatory bodies they have to show the properties which are on sale, that web portal will be connected through all those boards. Okay, so we have already launched the first phase of that web portal under the URL of savemax.com. Okay, and this is just the first phase. This is just the core engine of it. The mobile app has already been launched. We are continuously improving on that because it's a process, it's not a product. We are continuously working towards improving that web portal and improving the mobile application. The second stage of that will be that web portal will have, I would say, individuality in a way that every franchisee, every realtor, every team will have its own web portal. So let's say tomorrow Kamal is having his franchisee with the name of SaveMax, let's say Supreme. So Kamal will have its own web portal, wherein all the traffic that goes onto that particular web portal will directly go to Kamal. All the leads generated on that web portal will directly go to Kamal. Okay. Now there could be a situation that you will have a realtor definitely, and those realtor will have their own personal site which is connected with that web portal. Okay. All the leads which generated on that realtor platform will directly go to that realtor. Every realtor will have their own personalized mobile applications. Normally this kind of web portal, I would say millions of dollars would go towards for any individual to build that kind of platform. But over here we are going to give it to every realtor, every franchisee, every office, every team. So that's similar web portals, and that's only the second part of it. Then the third part is this, that we are going to build the CRM into it, wherein this will be based on artificial intelligence. It will have a behavior automation wherein it can monitor the behavior of the clients, what they are searching for, what properties they are looking at, and the platform will have the ability to, I would say, trigger the realtor that what, your five of these leads are more active today. Please call these five leads before. Okay, it will also provide the virtual number to each office, each team, and each realtor itself, so that if realtor or the office admin is not available, the platform can independently communicate with the clients.
That's awesome.
Yes, so we are it's, as I said, it is not a platform we are building. We are building a complete ecosystem wherein once a customer logs into a system, he will have a life cycle. He will have a cycle from becoming a lead to a deal to a transaction management system to an accounting system. So that's how the ecosystem we are building, and it will be available to everybody all over the world who are part of the SaveMax platform.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
So
I'm very,
what?
very excited about that platform. Again, definitely it will take time for us to build that because we have a complete team working in India, working in Canada towards those platforms. There are different teams which are working on that. Plus, I forgot to mention about the game changer, which is I would say, which is my dream project. Definitely, we are building the platform for game changer also. And as the name suggests, it is going to be the game changer into the real estate industry, not only in Canada, but all over the world.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited because from the time I got to know the announcement that we are looking to have this game changer for the under the global expansion plan, and it will be open for
Yes.
everyone. I
Yes.
strongly believe that is going to be one of its kind, and I have not seen any company in that side working on those things. and probably it's going to be one of its kind.
Kamal, think about it. A person sitting in India can hire a realtor in Canada, and he will get paid for the person who's working in Canada.
And then Canadian
What
dollars.
better than it be?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's right. So now I have another question for you, Sachin. What do you think about, say, the investment part, or the way the people are looking to invest in Canada, and especially in the real estate? So right now the market is good. It is looking good,
Yeah.
and so there are many people, they wanted to know about the investment opportunity going across Canada, starting from, say, GTA, outside GTA, or so. Would you like to give them any message about the investment opportunities, like not on getting very subjective, but yeah, as a whole, like what do you see this for this, say, another 6 or 12 months down the line?
See, Kamal, I would say in last, since I would say post-COVID era, the way Canadian government has worked, uh, the way they have taken care of their own people over here, whether we talk about the students or people who are working over here, we all understand that last 1.5 year has been quite tough on everybody. Okay, people have lost their job. Students who are working over here, they were not getting the jobs. But the way the government has taken care of everybody, I think we are the only country, even though the kind of problem we are going through, we cannot say that what, we will not face any problem. But I feel that the government has taken good care of Canadians over here, and that has projected a very good image of the country all over the world. Okay, so I see a continuous inflow of investment coming from all over the world to Canada. And since now, after the way we are going in right now, that second vaccination is going from starting from Monday over here, and hoping that travel would open from by end of this month or next month, there will be a lot of people from all over the world who are holding themselves right now with their visas and everything. They're gonna fly to Canada, and that is going to increase the real estate pricing in this country as a whole. Especially, there are two core areas in Canada. One is GTA, and second is BC, which is Vancouver. Okay, those two are the hot favorite areas where most of the immigrants they land.
Right.
So anybody from India or anywhere who wants to make the investment, I think it's going to be a favorite destination. And any money that they will put in over here, two things. First, it's the most safe destination to put in your money. Number two, you will have an amazing growth over here. On an average, if I go by the Korea data, Canada as a whole grow by around 6 to 8%. But the way I look at GTA, in the first 5 months of 2021, GTA only has grown by approximately 20%. And if I go, I would say in detail, there are some regions like Durham region have grown by around 36% only in 3 to 4 months itself. So all those who want to invest in Canada, it's I would say it's the best time to do it.
Okay, that's great to know. And there is a reason for me asking this question, and probably I will reveal that reason after maybe 2 or 3 of our shows, and I will link this discussion with that. So yeah, that's good to know, and I believe that people or the investors, if they are listening to this, and they will be highly motivated.
I know you are not too bullish about the real estate market over here. I know.
Oh, no, I am completely bullish here. I was saying that not in the same percentage. I mean, I
Yes.
have a view that of course it is going to go up, but for me the concern was the panically the way the market rose, and it was going humongous. Probably initially, even at one point, I was even looking that even the immigrants are going to come and everything. Is the dollar value money is remain going to be the same for them what it was 2 years back? No, because
Yes. Yes.
there will be certain challenges. I am not saying that, but for me even that was a concern, that before and after the same amount of money they're bringing, then what are they
Yeah.
going to get today in today's market, right? So that was my, I never said that the market will not jump. It will, but it will settle down somewhere. That's what my
Yes, definitely.
thought.
That is always there. See, whenever there is, I would say, bullish trend into the market, like if I talk about 2017 or 2021, definitely because of the situations, market rose up by around 15-20%, and then it settled down by going below 5%. That does not mean that the market has gone down. It has just settled itself. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's
So,
that's
Kamal, I
fact.
have a very interesting question from Mr. Inderdeep Singh, and I would like to take your point of view on that question. So, let me read you the question. Do you think the model of SaveMax application, which is mobile app, being prepared by Mr. Amardeep, has virtually marginalized the role of a realtor, as everything is being provided in a plate, leaving a minimal role to the realtor?
Indradeep, like he has actually asked a very good question, and I would say I would like
Yes.
to put it in a different way here. One is the human factor. You bring n number of apps, like I don't want to say it in that way, but you bring any best technology of the world, human factor cannot be removed from real estate, where a person is making the biggest purchase for his life and not even seeing a other person on the other side. I would say rarely you will find those situations, because that will always remain. So, a role of a realtor, I mean, for a really good active realtor, will always remain. Plus, it will increase now because it will be more knowledge based. It will be because now this is one of the competition I see in front of realtors is the technology, because
Yeah.
now the customer, the end user, know a lot about the industry. They are already using and browsing applications, they know a lot, so one has to be ready with those questions, with those answers for those questions. So I strongly believe that nothing is going to change the place for a physical guy, I mean a person who is meeting, interacting, and neither anything can replace the brick or mortar, like let whatever comes in, but that factor will always remain because you need people to sit, to talk, to explain them, to understand that view. And I am being an orthodox in that thinking that when you have to make those purchases, that personal touch is always there and plays a very vital role. You know, so
Yes. Kamal,
I believe that application is good, everything is going to be good, but this factor will always play a key role.
I 200% agree with you. I cannot be more, agree with you on this because, see, buying a real estate or selling a real estate is a very emotional decision. And when we are handling the emotion of people, only the humans can do it. No matter what machine you build, those machine cannot understand or cannot handle the emotion of the people. So in the deep, I totally agree with Kamal that you cannot take the human factor out from the real estate. The technologies that we are building, these are only meant to make the job little more convenient. That's it. So I would say do not worry about it. The human factor will not never be out of the real estate.
I
And
completely agree. Yeah.
yes. So Inderdeep, can we his next thing is, can we justify the money we charge? I don't completely get what he means by that. So I'll wait
Means,
for his.
yeah, right.
Okay, so Kamal, this question is for you. Uh, I think there's a guy who wants to know that if you are looking for somebody in Delhi or NCR for a franchisee.
Yeah, Aditya, I think I
Sunita
have
Kapoor,
been.
question Sunita Kapoor,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think I have been in touch with him, and if the name is not, I mean, I believe that I've been talking to someone with a similar name, and yeah, we are in talks, and probably we will be having a discussion soon. So Aditya, I will be sharing the link with you. Otherwise, if in case if you're not the same Aditya, then my number to reach out is 416-333-8747. Please let me know if you have some query, and I can answer it. But and if you are same Aditya, we are gonna share the link with you very soon, and we'll have a Zoom call.
Okay, so he's the same person, Kamal.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to see him here. Yeah.
Okay, so Inderdeep, he mentioned that he's talking about the commission. So let me take that question, Kamal. So Inderdeep, I understand that you're trying to ask that do we justify the commission that we charge. Now let me put it in a different way. That, see, when we work with any client, our conversion, since we are working with a very high ticket item, the conversion rates are very, very low. There could be a chances that you are showing houses to 10 buyers and you end up doing deal maybe with one or two buyers. You don't end up doing deal with all those 10 buyers. And same thing towards the selling side also. Right now, the market has gone so competitive that when you're selling a property, there is a lot of costs involved. There are marketing costs involved. You have to send the flyers, you have to get the virtual tour done, the signs, you have to brand yourself. So there are so many direct and indirect costs involved when you are doing a real estate. So definitely, I would say if you look at all those expenses, the money that has been commission which has been there, it has been justified. So Kamal, let's get back to our discussion on the franchisee.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah.
we were talking about how we are able to bring the cost low for our franchisees. Since you have been working with so many franchises right now and franchisee owner, would you like to share any of their feedback? What's been their feedback working with SaveMax in last 6 to 12 months?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that, I mean, feedback is only one way I can share is where they are looking to have multiple branches with us. So
Yes,
that means they are happy. That's number one, right?
yes,
They're looking for multiple branches. That means they are making money. That's number two. They're looking to
yes,
grow with us, expand with us. That means they have the same vision they carry. They want to grow with the international brand. Maybe some of them, Sachin, you won't believe, are willing to partner in India, and they are having, like, of course, most of us have roots back home in India or other countries.
yes,
So they are looking to have partnership there and having the same brand name or something, whatever the franchisee they have taken. Now they're looking for another partner in one of the parts of the country. So I would
yeah,
say these are the best testimonials, I can tell you, right? The reason also I can say why these things are happening or why they are so confident working with us, and a couple of factors. One, definitely the economy of scale, what we were talking about, because here, like, even when you start the business, you see your cost there, that's not so humongous, that's not very high, like deal admin, the front office, that together is 60K, for if you're talking about very basic cost, right? So
yeah,
anything between 60,000 and above, but that is taken care by us. So there is nothing like that expense is going, so that adds to their bottom line, right? So that's one of the big factor we take care. Now comes another is very important factor is our marketing. So we have a very strong marketing team, and that consultancy, that's something to tell them where they can get benefit of, because we are known for our marketing in last 11 years. That's one area we
yes,
have been very strong, and we proudly say that we have a very strong marketing team. So they come, they hear from the director marketing, they hear from the marketing team, and they guide them how they have to generate the business or how they have to do their campaigns, how they have to run the things on social media, which is a free consultation, right? There are no
yes,
charges for that, but it
yes,
is very valuable for them, which they
yeah,
have been missing in any of their organization. Let me tell you very bluntly, when I talked to
yeah,
them, they said no one ever sat with them and discussed that how they can grow or how the marketing can help them. So this
yeah,
is another very strong factor, and one of the very upcoming factor in last 1.5 2 years is the pre-construction. The way
yeah,
we have grown in pre-construction, it is playing a very key role, and our NDT team, our pre-construction team is so strong, and the way they are growing and doing phenomenal work. I believe that many of these people, when they get that support, they feel that it becomes one of the strong I would say it becomes a very strong point for them to be in the market, and they get attracted by more realtors, and more realtors come and join their team as well. So they are getting hiring done, they are getting business support, they are getting marketing support, they are getting admin support. I mean, you name it, and I can talk about it for next 2 hours. That's so much to talk about.
see, Kamal, I always say that at SaveMax, what we work at is that we work at increasing the productivity of every individual. Whether you are working as a realtor, you are working as a team lead, or you're working as a franchisee owner. Okay. I know, like, since I have been into the business for quite a long time, and I encounter so many people who have been doing business as a realtor or working as a team lead. The role of the brokerage is only over there is that, what, they have been registered over there. If I ask them, what, when is the last time you met the marketing head of your company, when is the last time you met the broker record of your company, or when is the last time you met the business development head for your company, They would say, you know what, does those posts exist in the company? For them, there's only one broker record, and they are meeting him only once in a year when there's an award ceremony for the company. And thanks to COVID, even that is not happening now,
Yeah.
right? So if there is no one to tell you what is your next step towards the growth, what you can do to grow yourself, if you have gone to a level wherein you have become a successful realtor, what are the next steps for you? If there's no one to tell you, how you think you can grow yourself by doing maybe extra 2 or 4 transactions, that is not a growth.
Yeah, that's right.
So it is-
And yeah, that's right. Sorry to cut you, Sachin, but here, like, there was one point which was coming to me, and that was to check the health of your business. So
yes,
very recently, we did a small presentation with all our business partners and telling them that how they should be checking the health of the business. What are the
yes,
parameters? What are the reports to be pulled out, right? So we are so confident, that's why we go ahead and tell them how to do it, right? I don't think many
yes,
people will be doing it and telling the people to see what's going on, how is the health of the business, where the fixed cost is going, where their variable cost is increasing or decreasing, so that whatever call has to be taken or whatever measure has to be taken on time. So that is something we strongly say, that we want to grow, but we want to grow together. If there is something lacking, we definitely go back and make those changes and bring that person with us. So there is nothing like any person will be left out, and we want to grow together. That is very clear.
So, Kamal, since in the beginning we were talking about bringing the cost down, because this session is all about how SaveMax work towards bringing the cost down for our franchisee owners, or the real estate brokerages that are connected with SaveMax. Since we believe in promoting the micro entrepreneurship, wherein we are picking up small realtors or successful realtors and starting a business operation for them. So how does it sound for any realtor wherein he might be working on a split of 95/5, he works on exactly same split, but by an extra effective cost of just $1,000 or $1,500, he can start his business operations, wherein he will, for that 1,000 or $1,500, he will have an access to a business development manager, he will have an access to a marketing manager, he will have access to every marketing resource. He can get marketing designed for himself. He will have a training department wherein that department will be training his realtors that he is hiring, so that those realtors can be productive for that franchise itself. The corporate will be running a hiring campaign for him, for and all that stuff for only 1,000 or $1,500 a month. Now, with that, can we not make every franchisee profitable within 6 to 12 months?
100%, right, Sachin. That's the goal and that's the objective. So
Yes,
this is what we are creating, is the economy of scale, wherein we are working on bringing down those costs. And I would just cite a very small example. I mean, I don't know how relevant it is, but it is very subjective from location to location. But we never
yeah,
promote our franchisee to have a 5,000 square feet of office in the beginning, right?
yes,
When they come to us, we say that no, we are good with anything between 1,500 to 2,000 square feet, right? Because
yeah,
we understand that part, and the model what we are working on. We never believe in mass hiring. We are never
yeah,
promoting that you should be hiring 50 guys or 100 guys in first year. No, we don't do that, because our model
yeah,
is more productivity based. If you're hiring
yes,
10 people, we ensure that those 10 people should be making at least 100 or 100 plus deals. And that's
yeah,
where our business model says that if you are running with any small office of 1,500 to 2,000, it should be able to accommodate another 15 or 20 realtors, or maybe 25 realtors. And that's where we build the foundation. And from day one, we try to focus on saving those costs, and those that money can be actually invested in the marketing side of the things, and they can generate more business out of it. So that's the model we have been working on, and it is proving good, because now the same money which would have just gone in the rent, we are saying that use the same extra 1,000 or 1,500 just to invest in the marketing and generate more business.
that's right, Kamal. And again, So this is the beauty of the SaveX franchisee model, wherein even we can make it profitable at a very small level. With the 5 or 7 realtors itself, we can make that model profitable, because we believe in not just running a business, we believe in running a profitable business.
Of
So
course, yeah.
yes. So Kamal, what is in next 2 3 months? Which all cities we are opening, are starting our I would say operations, or where are we are looking for more franchises? Would you like to share that?
Yeah, so Sachin, I am looking to start. Like, if I have to talk about some pick major cities, I am talking to few people in London, one of them in Hamilton. I am visiting Ottawa. These are the major cities if I have to talk about. Other than small cities like Milton, Burlington is definitely there. If I have to talk about other province, we are definitely looking to expand in BC, Surrey, and Abbotsford, Burnaby are the cities we are looking at. And Vancouver, we are talking to a few people, and we are looking to have a same model and starting our franchisee very soon. We are in fact looking for more cities like in Manitoba, and then of course in Montreal as well. But I think that will take a little while, because we want to grow in a more organized way. And but yeah, maybe Montreal will be a little late, say after 2 or 3 months. But Manitoba and Saskatoon is that's on the list as well. If I have to talk about another 2 3 months, is going to be exciting, because as I was sharing with you, we were initially thinking of expanding under our global expansion plan for US and India in third quarter. But because the inquiries and the interest level is so high, and we are able to uh, we are thinking that we can make a mark in those countries as well very soon. So probably in 3 months, I am looking to have uh, to starting point at least in US and India as well.
Right, Kamal, that is great, definitely. So and beyond that, because I understand that, Kamal, that one challenge that we are facing is this, that we are getting a lot of inquiries from the region which is very close to GTA, which is like Brampton, Mississauga, Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and over there we already have filled up our franchisee locations, right? So we do not have more locations over there wherein we can open more franchises, because we want our franchises to grow first, and only then we open more franchises. That is our prime objectives. We do not want to make it a number game wherein we have so many franchises but they are not successful. So that is very very important for us. So but still, we are getting a lot of inquiries from those regions. So I would tell those guys that definitely, even though we cannot open a franchisee, but we are working on creating another model wherein you can have work in an existing franchisee as a separate office itself. You can open your own office, and you can be part of the any of the existing franchisee, and that office will work as a separate franchisee itself. So if anybody who wants to start the operation in Brampton, Mississauga, wherein we do not have a, I would say right now, the access, definitely get in touch with Kamal or myself so that we can talk about those details more.
Yeah. Yeah, Sachin, I see there is a question, I think, from Mr. Sachin Kumar.
Yes.
I think your name alike. He is
Oh,
asking about a question. I think, which is a better market, GTA or BC, if I'm not wrong. So now tell me, I need to hear from you, because you have spent a lot of time, say, almost a decade, and here. So I think you will have more knowledge or in-depth thing to say
so
about.
So over here, little bit of my bias would also play, Kamal, that I am more biased, little bit more towards the GTM market, because I have been working into this market for last 10 years. And the way this market has been growing, especially after 2015, right? Because I have been looking into this market for last around 11 years. And after 2015, this market has been increasing, or the growth has been tremendous. In next 3 to 5 years, especially, I would see a growth, and I have said this before also. I see a potential towards a condo market, because in last 1 or 2 years, condo market has not been as strong as the I would say the low rise market was. The low rise market prices have been increased way, I would say, higher than in comparison to the condo market. So I'm quite bullish towards the condo market in the next 3 to 5 years, especially towards the Toronto side, wherein we talk about the core downtown or around core downtown. The reason is this, that again, because COVID has played a very important factor into all these things. somehow during 1.5 year, a lot of company have started working from home. A lot of employees, they are, they thought that, what, staying in Toronto does not make sense, because we can spend little less or lesser money, and we can go in the outskirts areas and buy the houses. But this trend is going to change in next 1 to 2 years.
Okay.
If I was going through the study wherein, the survey shows that people who are working from home, the efficiency has gone down for the companies by 30 to 35%.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
so as soon as the things change, COVID settles down, I would say that trend would change. Employers would ask their employees to come back to the office spaces. I was talking to my brother-in-law who is working in Apple, and they have been working for last 1.5 year completely from the home itself. But now they have been told to come back to the office 3 days a week, and from September they will be 5 days a week. So if a company like Apple is doing it, I think, and they're totally IT based company, every company would follow the suit.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, and I would like to answer Mr. Sachin, like Mr. Sachin Kumar, in one of the perspective what I believe, I feel, can also play a crucial role when it comes to the real estate thing of BC and GTA, and or rather Ontario, if I would say, is what's the expansion strategy or what's the growth strategy of those two province are for other small cities. Like if I have to talk about BC, maybe what's the strategies for Burnaby, Abbotsford, and Coquitlam. So what are they looking at and how they are connecting these cities among themselves? Because end of the day, what matters is where the people want to invest is the rate of growth. What's the way these cities are growing. And I feel that here right now, the what we see in Ontario is like Hamilton picking up, Stony Creek picking up, Burlington, Milton. I mean, few of these cities are even out of reach, and the only simple reason has been the connectivity has been fabulous. There has been a good amount of infrastructure built up, good amount of backup which we have received from the government. I mean, whichever it is, but they are focusing on these cities. If you talk about London, if you talk about maybe you go a little east, say Pickering or Whitby or Oshawa, there is something always in the news where they are focusing on these maybe small cities, but they are focusing in a very structured way. So I believe that this strategy is also going to play a key role when we see the market in coming a year or 2 year down the line. That how the governments are working towards the infrastructure built up in these cities.
That's right, Kamal. And as you rightly said, that, what, in GTA, if you see around the GTA, a lot of regions are getting developed right now, and the prices over there are especially, expected to go up. If I talk about the Durham region, there is a city of Quatra which has been recently been, designated as a city. Earlier it was a county. So over there, a lot of development is happening, right now. So definitely, wherever the development happen, the prices will shoot up. Okay, so I would say GTA is a good market to invest, Sachin. And if you need any help on towards your investment strategy, please do contact with me, and I'll connect you with one of my expert agent.
That's a good
So
information.
Kamal,
Yeah.
yes. So Kamal, we have got only few minutes left, and I have got little less battery left on my laptop. So you know what, we might have to end up 2 minutes before than the time, since I do not have a charger right now with me. So Kamal, any
Yeah.
last words from your side?
Yeah, I would say my last message would always just focus on the same topic. Like, if anyone out there is listening and willing to know more about that, how we can make your this entrepreneurship journey more
Entrepreneurship journey.
profitable.
Sorry.
Sachin.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if we can make this entrepreneurship journey more profitable, just get in touch with me, and I would say that we can share all our numbers, how we are working towards the profit side of the things, how we can help you in the hiring, how we can help you in marketing, how we can help you in the admin side of the things, how we can help you in growing with the international brand now. So if you are having any of these things in you and you feel that that matches with your aspiration or something you have been dreaming about, just give us a call and we'll be more than happy to assist you in and the regions and the areas I've already shared with you, maybe domestic, maybe international, wherever you're looking to grow, just give me a call. My number to reach out is 416-333-8747, and we can have a good discussion and I can share all the details.
And also, Kaman, recently I know we have opened a lot of offices like Oshawa, like Kitchener. So would you like to name all those offices where we are looking for actually realtors over there to, add to those offices?
Yeah, we are looking for some great realtor friends. We are looking for them in Ajax. We are looking in Oshawa. We are coming up in Oakville very soon, and we have started hiring for that location as well. We are looking for more realtors in Cambridge, and it is a fantastic office. Last week we had an inauguration done there. We are looking for people to join in Kitchener. Kitchener office is another amazing infrastructure, and very soon we will have an formal launch. Although the operations we have started there, we are coming up in Waterloo. Waterloo office is again very beautiful. Launch I am expecting maybe in second week of July or maybe third week of July. So these are the offices which are towards this side. And if I have to talk about offices in Brampton and Mississauga, definitely we are coming up with almost 8 new offices in Peel. We are coming up our office in Woodbridge. We are coming our office in Etobicoke, and just on Marine Parade. That's the Lakeshore, a very beautiful office. And I mean, anyone working in that office is really going to enjoy, because that's a view of the lake. Bang on that lake, we have our office with a beautiful ambience. So and there is more list. We have office Save Max Specialist, that's in East, and they are looking to have. But again, with all these offices, I would tell you there is one thing which is very common is because we take a lot of interviews, and many of the times we may find that what we are looking at, the something to grow with the company, we are looking at more entrepreneur mindset when we even talking about realtors, because many of the times they only work on one side of the things. It doesn't go that way, that only looking one factor. If you're looking for multiple factor to grow, definitely just give us a call and we can help you with that. There is mentorship available. There is marketing information available. So we are there to help you. Just give us a call. Uh, I don't know I am right now live or not, but I think there is some network issue, it's look like to me. But if I am live, then I would like to thank everyone, and thanks for being with us in this session. And we are going to bring up some very amazing discussion next week, same time. So stay tuned, and I would say stay safe, enjoy summers, and we will be there. If in India, if people are watching, then I would say we will be there very soon, and we will have our very productive and healthy discussion coming up. So enjoy. Thanks for being on this show, and wish you everyone a very happy weekend.